What is up? Welcome back. Welcome to anybody new joining. My name is Bianca. Today I'm going to be doing an install on my 2019 Subaru WRX. I picked up the OEM Subaru Footwell Illumination kit. For my car I'm going to be doing red. They also make this in blue straight from Subaru. Before you go down in the comment section and say, why would you spend that much money just to get the Subaru one? Well, I've previously had, the $20, $30 ones that you can get on Amazon, but usually they go into your lighter to plug them in, and both of my lighter ports in my car are taken up, so I didn't want to go that route. And the nice thing about this kit is Subaru has a dimmer switch on the left hand side of the driver, and that dimmer switch will actually work with the Footwell kit as well, so when it dims your console and everything, these will dim as well. And honestly, that is enough of a feature, and that not having the cables run, that I went with the OEM version. So should be a quick install. We'll go ahead and see what's in the box here. For this install, the only things you're going to need are, for this install you're going to need a pry tool of some kind, preferably plastic, a little bit of rubbing alcohol to clean off some of the surfaces, and a Phillips head screwdriver. So if we take a look at what's inside and what comes in the box, do this here. So in the box you're going to have one of the LEDs that's attached to a metal bracket, and then another LED that has a piece of 3M tape on the back. In addition, you're going to get the wiring harness that you need, and what this does is this is going to connect into your hazard light and tap off the power for your hazard light for these LEDs. They also include the rest of the needed hardware. You're going to have 2 screws. These 2 screws and bolts are going to be used on the driver's side, and that is the one that has the bracket. And it comes with a bunch of this foam tape with a sticky backing on it, so that you don't have to hear the wires rattling around. You can secure them and they'll be good for a while, hopefully. But first things first, we're going to need to get in a car. If you're going to be doing this, you're going to need to take everything out of your glove box. I started doing that already, so I'm going to show you how to take off your glove box. Then we're going to pop off the hazard light area on the top of the center dash, and then we should have access to almost everything we need. And there's one plate that needs to be taken off on the driver's side to access where we're dropping the cables from. I'll leave a link down in the description if you want the OEM install manual. I think it's quite a few pages, but I promise you it's an easy install. Let's get to it. We're going to be switching over to the GoPro once we get in the car here. So what you're going to need to do is take off your glove box. So go ahead, if you have stuff in your glove box, you're going to want to empty that out. Take off your glove box, you're going to need to release the tensioners on the side here. Usually a little bit of a pry or pressure on it will pop this right off. If you look, this hook just came off. All I did was give it a little bit of a pull. Don't pull too hard, you don't want to break the tensioner. I'm going to go ahead and take these items out of the glove box, and you're going to need to do the same thing on this side. There is a connector back in the top right here. You're just going to need to pull out on this. So just give it a little tug and you should feel it drop out, and the same thing on the other side. That finally came out. So the tensioners are actually clicked in on each side. You'll see here, this is the part you're just pulling on the plastic. You're just pulling on the plastic to get this piece out. So let's go ahead and take a look at where we're going to be installing this. I'm going to go ahead and set this in the back of the vehicle for right now. this is where we're going to be installing the one with the 3M tape. We're going to drop the wires down through the side here and secure them. So let's go ahead and do the next step of actually taking out this piece here. We're going to be tapping into the power behind here. So I'm going to take the pry tool from the top. So we're going to need to put the pry tool behind the plastic here. Just be careful with it, go slow. You never want to pull from your vents here, they're just going to snap off. As you can see, there's little clips, and all you want to do is pull straight out to pull those clips out. So I'm going to slowly keep prying this part and get this out. This is actually pretty tight in there, so I'm just taking my time. I don't want to break any of the clips. Oh my gosh, what a pain. So if you look here, I finally got this off, but I had to go in from the side here at the corner with the pry tool to get that to pull out, because there's a couple of clips here at the bottom. So now I got that out, what I'm going to do is go ahead and disconnect the power in the back, then take a look at the harness that was provided in the kit that I bought and see where those plug into. So I finally got the cables out. This gray one goes to the center console control button and the top one goes to the hazard. I believe we're just tapping into this female hazard plug. So if we take a look at the harness, the Subaru, go ahead and pull that out. We have two connectors as well as our LED connectors. So looking at this harness, it looks like this connector is going to plug back in to the hazard, and then the male connector is where we're going to plug in our initial hazard cable that we're tapping into. So let me go ahead and plug this in. So again, this is the male cable on the harness that was provided. We're going to plug that into the OEM harness. Plug that in. Now this harness, this is the part that's going to plug back in to the top section to go back in for your hazard, but it is now also providing us power for our two LED connections. So let me take a look at how this should be routed, but I think it should just drop straight down through here, down towards the glove box. I'm not sure. Yeah, if I look here, I can see my hand from the glove box, and that's going to be coming up straight through here. So I'm going to drop the cables down. So I've taken the cable, I've fed it through the top, straight down. Now it comes out, you can see the cable here, and I have it coming out through the bottom. The next thing I'm going to do is, if you're looking at your glove box and you have this notch here, we're going to be placing it along the side of that. So I'm just going to take some rubbing alcohol and clean off the surface here, just so when we put the 3M tape it sticks. I haven't secured anything yet, we're going to do that afterwards. So here's the passenger side connector. This is what it looks like. You are also, it does give you the option to install a screw with this, which I might actually do because 3M tape only holds up so well in really hot weather. So let me see if I can get under here and take a look at this. So we're going to be placing the 3M tape right here, and then here is our LED connector that'll connect to it. Go ahead and put a little bit of pressure on it just to make sure it sticks. And now we can connect it to the harness that is going up top. And that clips into place. Looks like we're going to have a little excess harness, so I'm going to have to go ahead and secure that just so it doesn't get in the way. We'll see where the best place is to put it. I might actually take it and put it behind the plastic on this side and see if we can go ahead and secure it with the sticky tape that they've provided. If this is your first time ever taking your glove box out of your vehicle, this is a great time to check your in-cabin air filter, which is right here. So if you take a look after your glove box is out, you'll see this square. You'll see this square here, and you just push down on these tabs, all four of them at the same time, and pull back, and you can take a look at your in-cabin air filter. So the next thing we're going to have to do is move over to the driver's side. On the side here, right below your ignition, you can see that there is a panel. At the bottom of this panel, there's a screw that we're going to take out to take this piece of plastic, because I've taken the cable and I've dropped it down on this side, and I'm going to pull it back through that panel. So let's switch over to the driver's side to get that piece out. To make this easier on yourself, you're going to want to probably push your driver's seat all the way back, or at least back far enough that you can see what you're doing. Now I'm on the driver's side, and if you look here, we have a Phillips head screw that needs to come out so that we can pop this panel off. Once you get that out, put it aside because you're going to reuse it to put the panel back in later. Go ahead and pull this panel out. It should just pop out from the side here. Let's give it a good tug. Oh, I hope I didn't break a clip. Let's take a look. All clips are intact. It took a little bit of force to get this top clip out, but all good. So that now gives us access to this area here. Now I need to go figure out where that wire I fished down here is. And I think I found it. Hey. So this is the wire fed down from the top of the harness right here. Literally just drop it straight down the hole and it comes out right here. So what we're going to need to do is route this a little bit further back. Gonna look for an open hole to fish this down, because where we're actually putting this, get you an angle under here, this side is a little bit different. It has a bracket. So if we take a look under here, get there are 2 screws back here, and those screws are actually where we're going to be mounting this. So I'm probably going to need to lay down in an awkward position to get to that bracket. Let me check back with you in a second. So let me get 2 bolts that are provided, and I'm going to start threading those on. I may have lied to you when I said you only need a Phillips head. It looks like I'm going to need to go grab a ratchet or something, or let's get these on. We need to button back up the passenger side. Going to show you here. I'm going to take the adhesive and I'm going to put it underneath right where this connector is, but I'm going to put it behind this panel here. So I'm going to take one of those now and do that. I'm going to wait to pull off the sticky backing, because this was so sticky it got stuck to my hand and tore off a piece of the styrofoam. So if you don't want to tear off the styrofoam, just be careful when you're pulling off the sticky backing on this. Come on, airplane. Let's see if I can get this. So I just turned on the ignition for the first time, and as you can see, we have light. On the driver's side, what I'll do is once I button everything up, I'm going to pull it into the garage, and hopefully it'll be dark enough in there that you guys can see what it looks like. What's up guys, it's finally nighttime, so I can show you what the light kit looks like at nighttime. Let's get in the car so you can take a look. So as you can see, the lights in the car are not that dark, or not that bright, pretty dark. But it's enough that you can see your feet, and if you drop something, your phone or whatnot, you can see what they look like. So the side of the car actually has a dimmer switch that you can turn up and down. So if you see whole dash and the footwell kit, light and darken together, and that was the #1 reason why I wanted this kit, is because those work together. So it's not enough to be a nuisance while you're driving. It's not going to bother your eyes, but it's just enough that you can see your feet on the floor and if you drop something. And it's just some nice ambient lighting.